Question vote quick. 45 Kingsway. I have several questions to ask. First of all, totally different from what's being talked to at the moment. One is, why do people on Kingsway and Anning Road have to pay for parking and the rest of the towns don't? Two, when is Woodmead Road going to be resurfaced? And three, to you, Mr. Gage, are you calling the paper a liar?
I'll just take that one first, and then I think the others are district and county questions, if I'm correct. All journalism is open to interpretation. Whenever somebody puts pen to paper, they will interpret their view of events. All I'm asking you to do is to come along and make your own mind up, right? Then you can see whether, as I'm saying, I do not recognise the perception of shameful meetings, or whether you wish to take the view as has been portrayed in the press. Come along, make your own mind up.
Shall we just deal with that before we move on to these other questions? Mr. Evans.
Before you do that, Madam Mayor, that the transcript of the your choosing of mayor last week was a transcript on the website of every word that was said at that meeting. And if you perceive that we have a bias against you, I offered the town council to be able to balance that bias. I offered the town council a monthly column so that you could have your say and come back if you felt we were being biased. You know that you had that offer, so does the town clerk. You never had the courtesy of replying to me. Is that because Councillor Mark Gage vetoed it? Could you tell me that? Wouldn't it have been a good idea for you to have taken that opportunity so you could come back and answer any of the perceived bias that you, or not particularly you, but some of your colleagues are suggesting and intimating tonight? And Councillor Gage says, come to the meeting. Why don't you ask those that do go to the meeting what they think about it? It's not just what I or Francesca or Jeff Baker thinks about it. Ask Ken Goller, ask Nigel, ask Derek Hannett. You can't do that tonight because he's not here. Ask them what they think of your behaviour. It is not just, you suffer a misunderstanding if you think that the view from Lyme is cause all the woes to the council. And you also do a disjustice to this town. They don't need me, Francesca, Jeff Baker, or anybody kicking off on Facebook what this town thinks of the town council. They can think of it themselves, and they've looked after this town council and voted for you for years. They deserve more respect than that. Ask Ken Goller and ask Nigel what he thinks of your behaviour.
What you didn't mention there, Pip, was that when you tweeted a link to that the transcript of the meeting, you described it as the shameful proceedings. Right? Now, if that isn't an interpretation, I don't know what is. Now, I haven't mentioned the view from once tonight. I've just talked about the press. I think that old saying, the gentleman protests too much.
Ask Ken Goller what he thinks of your behaviour. Don't just go on what I say. Ask those that go all the time what they think. This is not just perpetuated by the view from Lyme Regis. This is why this room is so full tonight, because they are dissatisfied. Now, there is a way forward, Madam Mayor, and the way forward is you to adhere to your new code of conduct that you brought in and you've asked everybody to sign up. You did not, at the last meeting, conform to that code of conduct. You don't keep some of your councillors involved. People like Anne Bradbury and McCain are here. They're out of the picture altogether. The way forward is for all the councillors to adhere to that code of conduct, and it didn't happen at your mayor choosing meeting.
There are two codes of conduct. There is the no. You either want to hear this or you don't, and I can't do anything about that. There is a code of conduct which all councillors must sign. There is, since the demise of the Standards Board, no comeback, no real control over councillors who do not stick by the code of conduct. I've raised this many times and pointed out that what has happened since the demise of the Standards Board has been seriously damaging to councils at our level. And you will find this if you care to look. This is something which councils all over England, Wales, wherever it applies to, are having great difficulty with. So what this council has done, in common with several others, is to introduce a voluntary code of conduct, because there is no way that you can actually require all councillors to sign it. Now, some of us have signed up to that voluntary code, which is about accepting sanctions from this council if there is a breach of the code of conduct. Some councillors have chosen not to sign that, and I'm not sure when is the deadline when people have to sign by or not.
I think it's the 19th of April. Caught me on the hop on that question, but I think it's the 19th
of April.
19th of April, that's what I said, 19th of April.
Thank you, Michaela. By the 19th of April, that voluntary code of conduct will be known whether councillors have chosen to sign it or not, and then on that basis the town clerk can advise as to any further action that has been taken. Okay, can we just come back to the two questions from Chris Quick relating to parking and highways, please?